Shira Shanaha 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 Shira Tura Kilanaha Kilanaha Tursha 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 Kora Nananana Ora Niha Ora 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 Orokanaya Arokanaya Arokanaya Ooh. Hello and welcome, beautiful sacred souls. Just as I was about to hit the record button, it was really interesting. I heard, "Forgive me, for it has been a week since my last confession," or I heard recording, that kind of thing, and it kind of made me smile. And I'm not making fun of religion. Please don't think that I am. I'm not sitting in judgment of anyone. But what that is telling me is that I am holding myself to such a high level of, I was bringing videos out every single day, and I always feel like I have to apologize, 1, 2, 3. I always feel like I have to apologize that if I'm not giving of my energy in the same way, if I'm not constantly giving. But there's so many other ways that I'm giving too. And Spirit is really reminding me that we are sitting in a state of receiving right now, that there is pause in the purpose. And I have been hearing this so much of late, and there has also been others that have been speaking about this as well. And it's really fascinating because they brought me to a channeling that I did a couple months ago now. It was back at the beginning of December, talking about the separation from God. Okay, and I'm gonna use the word God because everybody understands God as being a higher being, okay, a higher power. Now, however you may define that higher power is completely up to you, whether it's universe, whether it's source, whether it's consciousness, whatever that is for you. Whatever your belief is, that's okay. Okay. But I'm going to define it as God because it is a word that is known within our culture. It is deeply understood. And for me, for a while, even being able to talk about that and make reference to it and say, I would have to say all these other words. But I really don't feel the necessity to do that because God really is the gift of doing for me, the gift of doing, being allowed to be here, right? We are, in a sense, kind of separated from our natural state of being, which is the God energy, which is the essence of love. We are that. We are God incarnate, ourself. And the words have been misconstrued. And take this as it comes, you guys. I'm not here to create any conflict within your life. I'm simply here to plant seeds, to bring my perspective and what it is that my team is bringing. 333 as well on the timer as I looked up, which really is the Ascended Masters. It talks about the Ascended Masters. And 333, when you add them together, becomes 9. The 9 always speaks to me about the journey of the self. Moving into the self, the acceptance of the self, whether it be, the wisdom, your self-sovereignty, your self-love, whatever that is of the self is what is coming forward here with this today. And I'm going to speak about a channeling that they brought to me about how we feel separate from God. And I'm just going and just be open-minded. Just be open-minded and you don't have to change your opinion. You don't have to do anything like that. But just be open-minded to the energy that channeled through me. Because remember, I am a channel and I bring forward many different perspectives. It doesn't mean that they are my belief system at the time when I channel them through. Which is why sometimes I even wait before I bring a channeling forward. I'm not always told to bring it forward in the moment. And I have really been finding this a lot of late, that there is a lot of things that I have brought forward over the years that are now just kind of coming to pass and coming into belief systems as well. Because we have to grow into that. We have to be able to understand it. We don't always have to understand everything, but we have to have some kind of an understanding, a perspective in order to have a belief. We can't just be, well, I believe, and which is where we've been at for a long time. I believe it because this is what society told me. Even though you've never witnessed it with your own eyes, just because that's what you were told. So we are moving more into a perspective now of moving away from what everyone else has been dictating to us and telling us, our beliefs are, where depending on where you are in the world, of course. It's becoming more integrated now throughout different parts of the world because of what we have with social media and things like that. But this is a perspective that was brought to me through a channeling that was brought to me. And what I was told is, we feel separate from God when you view him as a separate being, or her, it, them, whatever. Humanity has been given this false information by authorities in order to have control of the largest mass of humans. We are shown pictures of God as though we could capture the essence in a one-dimensional vision. You were taught that God judges you and even ends your life. You were taught many things that are made up in others' minds, directed by fear and used for control. God only exists within you, within us. To say that you are separate is to like separating the breeze from the wind. It all exists as one. But you, as an incarnate being manifested on this planet, are experiencing a small portion of the power that is possible to embody when you realize that you are always connected. And to believe that you are not is to build walls to block the wind. Without your connection to the one, you would not exist at all, in any form. You are energy and matter made manifest. You are consciousness, and you are never alone. You can no more separate yourself from the one than a breeze can separate from the wind. And this is really interesting because that this came forward to me again. I put this out a couple months ago as well, and had spoken about it. And Spirit brings me different upgrades and different perspectives and enlightenment as we move through, because we have a hard time embracing that we are God. And that's blasphemy. That's blasphemy to do that. And I actually ended up with having some conflict in my life when someone said to me that the divine brings healing through me, that it wasn't me. And I said, well, it is me, because I am God. I am that God aspect. It's not only me, it's the totality of me. But I'm only experiencing one small aspect, incarnate here, human, because we are one. I am you and you are me. So we become so very humble. And for many years I actually said, when people would say, I'd be like, oh, it's not me. Yes, it is me, because I am that. So it is me. It is you, because you are that. We are that. We are one. All of us together. We are everything and nothing all at once. They're all things. So Spirit has been really almost, how can I put this? Very persistent. Spirit has been very persistent in showing me that I am one, that I am the God energy. And this has come up many, many times. And not just me, but you too. So when we are experiencing the energies that bring us down into that negativity, and that's the part that we have trouble with us being God, right? We have trouble with that. But yet we say all the time, oh, God can end your life. Do you think that that's of light? Right? When you say that, you are giving the power to an outside source. You are the source. You are the power. You make the choices in your life. All decisions are made from within. And what we are within is reflected in the outside world. Can we see, things that may not be in the frequency that we want? Of course. Because there are many aspects that are experiencing at the same time. And you have aspects within yourself that needs to be healed. So that reflection that you are seeing, or that behavior that you are seeing, is something that needs to be healed within you. So then that aspect can transmute and transform into the higher aspect of that experience. I hope this is making sense to you guys. 11:33. So Spirit really wanted me to talk a little bit about that, and to really reiterate and to bring forward that you are everything. That to stop putting yourself down and putting yourself into this little humble being. And not to say that you don't need to embrace humility, because yes, when you realize that you are that, it is very humbling. It is very, very humbling. And it's very humbling when you realize that you are that which includes all things. So now, when you look at something that you are judging, remember that you are judging yourself, and that exists, and that needs to be healed. Okay? That is very humbling when we realize that we are that. Okay? But it is also very empowering when we realize that we are that. Okay? Coming together here. We are that, and we are that. Okay? Humility, confidence. Okay? And that is bringing that together in order to be embodied within you, to have the understanding that you have the power. You have the power to heal that. Okay? And that comes before you when you are ready for it. If it comes to you, it is for you. Okay? So remember that. What is coming into your life is something that you need to take a look at. It needs to be addressed in some way. Okay? What else do you want to bring, Spirit? They're drawing me to cards here. I'm going to pull a couple of cards here. This was a completely channeled message to confirm to you who you are. Some of you have had many questions, and that is what they are wanting to confirm. Okay, there is the Nine of Wands right there, which talks about the wounded healer. This is talking about the nines. Gaining that wisdom. And I said something about that in the beginning, about the nines. Always being about the self, and this one is about wisdom. This Nine of Wands talks to me about everything that you've experienced that has brought you all that wisdom. Okay? What else do we have here? Let me see. Yeah. King of Swords, you know, wisdom. Queen of Pentacles, that nurturing, detailed. I see that as the mother, the Hierophant, the teacher itself. The Devil energy is here. And the Two of Wands. And it's interesting how, you know, we have to be able to embrace all of these energies, right? Okay? We are that. We're that. That is so synchronistic. You guys have done so much work, and you are sitting in a in a space of you know, really being humble, and humility is an absolutely wonderful thing for us to be, because you know it really moves us into, you know, a state of grace as well. But you are also being called to sit in that state of confidence as well, for the wisdom that you have gained, you know, from this journey that you have. And look at this, we've got the Hermit underneath that. The Hermit is all about, you know, finding your own light. What is your light? Well, you hold that light. You are an aspect of God. You are God. And you have done a lot of work to be able to balance. I feel like this is really talking about a balance within the energy. You know, the God energy, the devil energy kind of thing, right? The light and the dark. And I don't want to portray the dark as being a bad thing, but the darkness is basically unawareness. It's an unawareness. So you repeat old patterns because you're unaware. You don't have any knowledge in there. There's no wisdom. Okay? This is the burden aspect of it. Not seeing the wisdom. This is the wisdom. Okay? And when that light comes in there, that is the knowledge that pulls that wisdom out of that unawareness, that unknowing. Because that's what the darkness is not having an awareness, right? Not knowing. So at the same time, when we see energies that are happening around us of things that we consider to be negative, we have to realize this is an unawareness that is happening. So we need to bring that wisdom in, to bring that awareness. To bring that awareness. Okay? That healing. Shining the light, opening that up, right? To being hidden, to blocking, right? It's about blocking out the light here, hiding it because of shame, because of guilt, because of suffering, pain, all of those things, okay? Whatever that is for you, that is really holding that light back. I'm going to get a couple of cards from my own handwritten deck here and see what they have for wisdom in going forward. Can't even make this up. You create this future with every thought. Focus on what is important to you. Make a conscious choice to choose your thoughts and words. Okay? So we can move through the energy by consciously, like I said, awareness. It's about being aware. Right? Okay. I'm aware of this pattern within myself. So as soon as you become aware of this pattern, it can't be used against you anymore, because you're like, you slip in and you're like, oh, okay, I remember this. That didn't work so well for me. No, I'm going to move this in. And the more that you tell that pattern, that you recognize it and that you see it and you're changing your behavior, the less it will come in. The further away it will become. And you'll become more of this. Which is our goal, right? Wisdom. What else do we have, Spirit? What else do you want to bring in with this? Was a lot of cards that wanted to kind of slide out. Okay. They're wanting to bring in Aquarius energy, which is healing. Okay. Hopes. Following your dreams. Right? The light. Balance. The reflection of that light. What's this? Stop wasting time beating yourself up for what you did or did not do. Okay? We're all here to learn. That's like holding a child accountable for something they didn't know was wrong. Same thing with you. You're holding yourself accountable for something, for a decision that you made with whatever you had in that moment. Okay? Let go of secret resentment and use that energy to fuel your desire to be more of what you see and resent. So whatever you're feeling towards something and you're like, oh, you know, you're envious or resentful of something, right? It's because you're lacking. You're lacking. All right. You could use some self-care. Make the time. One last one is all I'm taking. You are invited to look at your limited beliefs that are holding you back from experiencing your paradise that is your birthright. Choose to surrender those beliefs and open up to your higher essence. I mean, this basically sums up what I've been talking about within this transmission. Okay. All right, everyone. It's full moon here, just the day before full moon when I'm actually doing this reading. So there's some really powerful energies here. And this is the Leo moon in Pisces sun. And that's really fascinating for me because I'm a Leo moon and a Pisces sun. So for me, I find that there is going to be some really powerful energy that is taking place within this time frame here. It can be a really big awakening for a lot of people. So, you know, really be kind to yourself. Really do take the time to take care of yourself in the way that you really deserve to be taken care of, because you do deserve to be taken care of, right? You know, honor that goddess within yourself. Honor that. You know, and treat yourself as though you are an innocent child, because that's what you are. You are an innocent child, and you are here to learn. So be kind to yourself. Be gracious. Love yourself. Okay. Thank you for supporting me, beautiful, beautiful souls. And I am just going to do a quick little light code. I'm just so sweating here to integrate some of these codes that are currently coming through me. So I've actually got a light code sitting here on my book where I had done journaling and that, and it's really bringing in a lot of throat energy is coming in right now. So let's just if you want to receive, say you want to receive, and you will be able to bring that energy through you in the degree that you are able to receive at this time. Okay. Tuk tiok tuk tora 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 tuk tiok tuk tora 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 awasha awigini na ora nihanaha tora toshanaha shishwan shishanaya tora kihaya shasha tu nukninaya ora era torashi tosha okara naha tosha oro tunaha naha oraha oroka ara naha shanahaya tu kanana to shana abrakana, abrakana, ari ana ha, a ana, ari, ara, aro ana, shoshana, tishnama, arakana, tora, arakana, Thank you, beautiful souls, for honoring me with sharing your energy here for me to be able to channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all so very much. Please remember to always let love be your guide. Tokeniha, raka. Washunahaya, Tokanaya, oh, na, ikanai, wohanai, e